136 congressmen and 41 senators have signed Grover Norquist's pledge, promising they won't raise taxes. But what about letting the Bush tax cuts expire? In this morning's Washington Post editorial page, Grover Norquist answered no. Quote, "Not continuing a tax cut is not technically a tax increase." Joining me now, Grover Norquist, the president of Americans for Tax Reform. Good morning. Is that correct? You surprised and even shocked the editorial board, but is that indeed your position now?
Well, I think they need to follow the rest of the conversation. Was it wouldn't pass the laugh test to go to the American people and tell them that you just allowed $4 trillion in higher taxes by allowing the 2001-2003 lower rates to lapse, and tell people that's not a tax increase. It clearly would be a dramatic increase on taxes. How you get into CBO scoring and technicalities is a different issue in terms of taxes lapsing, but anything that would allow the top to go from 35 up to 40, the lower rates to jump, the capital gains tax to jump, and as pointed out, it's a $4 trillion tax increase if Obama were to
I just need to make sure I understand you, because so many of the Republicans who have signed this pledge have said they cannot break it, that their constituents expect them to keep this pledge. If they voted, if it's okay to allow the Bush tax cuts to expire, does it break the pledge? Or are you giving them an out? Because Steny Hoyer just came out and said your position is going to help John Boehner get Republicans behind a long-term deal.
No, Hoyer's wrong. The answer is the people who have made this commitment not to raise taxes have made it clear they're not raising taxes, and Boehner and the other Republicans have said that independent of the pledge. I mean, there are certain things you could do technically and not violate the pledge, but that the general public would clearly understand as a tax increase. So I can be clear, Americans for Tax Reform would oppose any effort to weaken, reduce, or not continue the 2001-2003 Bush tax cuts, and in fact any changes of taxes should be kept separate from the budget deal. So this is not some change that's taken place. ATR has always made it very clear that we oppose any and all efforts to weaken or not continue the Bush tax cuts or any existing tax cuts. Clearly they need to continue, and not to continue them would be felt by the American people as a very dramatic tax increase, and the Republicans have made it clear that's off the table, and we support that effort.
Grover Norquist, thanks so much for coming on.